This mural is an illustration of Cave Spring, Georgia. It says, "Welcome Cave Spring, established 1832," illustrating the sites and history of Cave Spring, this small town in Georgia. And you have right here a little stream, a river, whatever it may be. And you have a lot of the local historical sites, museums, cabins, you name it, and historical figures associated with Cave Spring. And this mural is by John W. Christian and the Go Georgia Arts Foundation. So there goes John W. Christian. Hit him up. There goes his phone number for any inquiries. This mural was put together in 2015. Cave Spring, Georgia. Let's go. Welcome to another P9 vlog. This is P9 and I am here in the small city of Cave Spring, Georgia. So we're going to take a walk through the small town and get some sights and some history and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and catch the vibe, shall we? Now, Cave Spring is a small city near Floyd County, 17 miles southwest of Rome, which is the seat of Floyd County. And Cave Spring, as of the 2020 census, has a population of a little over 1,000 residents, 1,174 to be exact. So it's a small town in the Rome metro area. And we start this vlog off over here at the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad caboose, built in 1920. Now, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad route went from Dalton, Rome, Anniston, with stops in Cave Spring and Spring Garden, Alabama in the 1850s to post-Civil War. And the Southern Railroad operated the Dalton-Anniston line from 1894 to 1970s. And local historical documents show lively health spa tourist traffic to Cave Spring from Atlanta, attracted by the spring waters. Many came by train about 1890s through 1920s during the heyday of passenger rail travel, and the GSD used to send students about 600 by train from Atlanta to Cave Spring, arrived at the old train depot, which is now a lawnmower shop, and paraded into town every fall up to 1972. So the Cave Spring Historical Society moved the caboose from the old depot with donations from Cave Spring citizens. So here is the original caboose of 1920, still in its original shape, possibly been restored, because we're talking about 1920, so it's a very old, extremely historically important monument to the residents of Cave Spring. And we also have this little pavilion right here with a little purple bench. So the Cave Spring Historical Society maintains these historical artifacts, and you have a purple bench. It says Cave Spring Elementary on it. Now, the first bloodshed in regards to the city of Cave Spring is, it says, the first bloodshed by the Georgians. 17 white families from Georgia and Alabama illegally took possession of Cherokee homes here in the Beaver Dam settlement in February of 1830. Cherokee Chief John Ross responded by sending a mounted police force, the Light Horse Brigade, to evict them. Major Ridge, David Vann, and the brigade went from home to home, forcibly evicting white intruders and burning empty Cherokee structures to discourage future settlement. And retaliation came the following day in the death of one of the Cherokee and imprisonment of others. And Beaver Dam marked the most prominent instance of active Cherokee resistance to unauthorized white settlement on Cherokee lands. And the log structure in front of you, right there, was witness to the event. It is one of the last remnants of Beaver Dam in today's Cave Spring and Vans Valley. So that's David Van, who Vans Valley was named after. And that's Major Ridge right there. And Cherokee only sought political solutions to intrusion from Georgia and no longer attempted to forcibly evict whites. So we're going to go to this structure right here, but it is called the Green Hotel, and it contains within it an original log structure that predates Cherokee removal, possibly as early as 1810. And in 2011, Cherokee delegation visited Cave Spring in 2011, recognizing its connection to the story of removal. And this structure is located on the original route of the Trail of Tears National Historic Trail. And this is the trail where they cried. Cherokee Nation once spread across Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Alabama. And it was home to thousands of men, women, and children. And in the 1830 Indian Removal Act required that the Cherokee surrender their land and move west. And many actively opposed the act and refused to move. And you can see right here, this is a image called, or this is a illustration rather. This is My Home by Dorothy Sullivan. Shout out to Dorothy Sullivan for this nice illustration. And you see a Cherokee native with his rifle as if he's getting ready to, defend his home turf from the removal, from, invasions and forcible removal by the government. And here's a quote: "The soldiers came and took us from home. They surrounded our house and took more while we were at work in the fields, and they drove us outdoors and did not permit us to take anything with us, not even a second change of clothes. They marched us to Ross Landing and still on foot, even our little children, and they sent us off." And this is a quote by Ulucha, the widow of Sweetwater, in 1842. So yeah, these camps where these Cherokee were rounded up, they were placed in these camps where they had disease epidemics, very inadequate sanitation, and heartbreak, remaining prisoners in the camp and until their final deportation to the West. And here's the forcible removal by way of federal legislation of the Creeks and Cherokees and Choctaws all the way to the Indian Territory of present-day Oklahoma. And here's the trail right here, a map of the trail. Numerous cities in the Midwest, as well as Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, and right here in Georgia. So very, very tumultuous time in history, nevertheless. And here is the cabin right here, Cave Spring Cabin. And it's obviously closed off, it's locked, but this is what the cabin looked like. And this is obviously predating the Civil War. You can see what looks like a Cherokee native and a European settler, perhaps, right there. And in this cabin, they have, it looks like it was once a home. They had cornmeal flour, and they also had the wooden fireplace right there and a rifle mounted on the wall. So this is really cool, really cool. And it's called the Van Cherokee Cabin right here on the Trail of Tears original route. So that's where we are right here, Cave Spring at the Van Cherokee Cabin. And they had to lock the cabin due to theft and vandalism. So donation box attached to the door. Donations are much appreciated. And that sucks, man, because it's these scoundrels and absolute, miscreants of society, if you will, who take away, who mess it up for the good people, mess it up for people like myself, history buffs who would want to check that out. So it's all good though. It's all good. So we're getting ready to make our way further into the town, downtown Cave Spring. And we're right across the street from a local convenience store called Town Square. And also right there is the Cave Spring Library, Cave Spring Regional Library. And we're gonna go right here to the Town Square of Cave Spring. Check it out. They have an antique shop on the square. Really nice little antiques sitting out here outside this shop. Look at all of these sculptures. Evergreen on Broad. So they sell all type of collectibles and little nice little antiques and things like that. Really nice design, nice decor on the outside. The fans right here, the red lawn chairs, red wooden chairs, really nice, really nice. They even have a steakhouse called Linda Marie Steakhouse on the square. So they got a little steakhouse in the small town. That's really cool. J&J Pharmacy, hometown pharmacy right here. There goes the J&J Pharmacy, a local staple right here. Cave Spring, even have this bench right here in honor of the Horace Lee Klein Jr. family. And check out this little pink house right here. Sip and stroll, no alcohol, open alcohol beyond this point. Open container ordinance. You don't have to worry about that for me because I don't drink. But yeah, it's a really cool looking historical pink house. American flag in the front. Possibly abandoned. It looks like it's abandoned. Check this out. They have a Stagecoach Pizza Company. Stagecoach Pizza Company right here. A local establishment and bar right here in Cave Spring. They also have a fudge shop, Martha Jane's Fudge Shop, open since 1979. So they sell like peanut butter, chocolate, fudge. As you can see, this is the Bible Belt. Of course, this is Georgia's very conservative Christian town right here. They also have a coffee company right here called Spring Brew. So for a town of barely over 1,100, close to 1,200 residents, it definitely has a really pretty good collection of antique shops and local restaurants. Nice little town square for the locals to chill, you know. They don't have to venture out into Rome, the bigger city. they can just kick it over here in Cave Spring, downtown area. They got a little barbecue spot over here. They have a barbecue spot. Local Joe's. Market Barbecue and Catering. They even have the little pig sculpture right out here. So it looks like the local staple right here. Local Joe's. Right here in Cave Spring. So it looks like a AT&T building right here. So this is the end of Broad Street downtown. There's this house right here that sits at the corner of Broad and River Street. A little bit more to check out of Cave Spring, so stay tuned. I'm right here on US Highway 411 in Cave Spring. And you have the Cave Spring Welcome Center and Museum right here. So it looks like an old historical home right here. It serves as the Welcome Center and Museum. Apparently they have what's called a kite day where they give away free kites on Saturday, March 14th. So another local community event here in Cave Spring. General store. Nice little collectibles, antiques right here. And check this out. I believe they're closed already. But yeah, a lot of, then you got the Sunoco right there. They have buy, sell, and trade, wrong way signs, a bunch of tables and chairs and statues, all that type of good stuff. So a lot of antique shops. It also has John 3:16 up there on the sign. You can see right there. It's the Cave Spring General Store, collectibles, tools, and antiques. And that's frequently what you'll see in small towns like this. You'll see a lot of antique shops, lots and lots of them. And you have the restaurant over there called Southern Flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross over here. We got Quint Family Care, Dr. Karen Thompson. So yeah, there goes Southern Flavor right over here. And so what stands out right here is this old school Dr. Pepper vending machine and this vintage gas pump right here. Back in the day when it was 6 cents a gallon, that this particular pump was manufactured by the William Wilson Son Inc. in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. And this old school vintage Dr. Pepper vending machine, you insert 10 cent, have a coin return plus a bottle opener attached to it. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like how they maintain those vintage collectible antiques. I mean, a lot of times those antiques are worth a lot of money in most cases. So really cool, especially for, you know, people who like to collect them. They're really good collector's items. Here goes the town gazebo right here. Very old historic gazebo. They have a downtown map of historic Cave Spring. It's downtown along with Rolater Park. I'm gonna check out one more thing right here. And this is the Cave Spring Veterans Park. So you have the different branches of the military, all their flags, and you have the different wars in their time frame. Iraq War, the war in Afghanistan, Desert Shield and Desert Storm, World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, a day which will live in infamy forever. That was December 7th, 1941. Pretty sure all of us have heard about that date. And the Korean War between 1950 and 1953. And this is a quote: "Not everyone who lost his life in Vietnam died there. Not everyone who came home from Vietnam ever left there." 1965 to 1973, when that conflict was going on. And this is a dedication to in honor of all the veterans of Cave Spring who served in the armed services of their country, from the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and the Coast Guard. So salute to all of those veterans. And this is on the Trail of Tears original route. I'm about to go over here to the Trail of Tears original route and National Historic Trail sign. This is the official sign right here. So the Trail of Tears original route was right here through Cave Spring. But just one more stop in Cave Spring and we'll be done. The last stop right here, a really cool aspect of Cave Spring, is Rolater Park. Very historic park right here, very scenic, and we about to check it out. Now, this is the old Baptist church right here on the grounds of Rolater Park. It was built 1851. So Rolater Park would be a good place to just come walk, have an event, have picnics and whatnot, have family reunions. You could book these pavilions and whatnot out here at the park. So this looks like a mansion right here. You can see right over there. And they have a pond right here, right outside this mansion over there. So they have a walking trail, as well as this pond right here. Really peaceful. Matter of fact, this is spring water right here. Should have bought me, if I would have known this spring water was right here, I would have bought me a big old gallon of water, or a big old gallon, and collected some of this spring water, because this is really the water that's really good for you from a health-wise perspective. Healthier than really any tap water or bottled water that you get on the market. Natural spring water, just like the natives did. That's, you know, yeah, right over here is where you can get your water. I think this looks like an old jail or something, or old prison, something like that. Very interesting. But very peaceful. Again, nice spring water. I know next time I'm in the area, or I could just look for spots in my area where you can collect spring water. Whenever I find out, I'll actually vlog the experience. We're going to collect some spring water. Since we're over here, I have to emphasize the importance of people drink water, drink plenty of water, hydrate yourself. Good for filtering those kidneys, good for healthy kidney function and all that good stuff. So drink your water. A PSA from your boy P9. But yeah, they have this little playground over there too. They have a daycare over here at Rolater Park. But let's not forget. Let's remember. I did remember earlier in the vlog, I mentioned that Cave Spring was a nice, kind of like a resort town in its heyday. So it doesn't surprise me that they have something like this. This looks like this has all the makings of a resort kind of area, especially when you have spring water. Because some people will go places like, for instance, like a Hot Springs, Arkansas, where they have like mineral baths and stuff like that. People will go for therapeutic purposes. Athletes will go as well to heal their bones from all the wear and tear on their bodies. So Cave Spring kind of has that vibe to it. I know a lot of people probably never heard of this town, Cave Spring, but yeah. They have this lake right here. Welcome to, it's called Rolater Lake. So it's basically more so a pool. I think it's more so a pool than anything else. But yeah, it's Rolater Lake right here on the grounds of Rolater Park, Cave Spring. Now this is the Hearn Inn, a very historic lodging place for travelers who travel to Cave Spring to visit via railroad. They would come here, and this was actually opened in 1839, so it's super old. Still has its historical value right here. And the Cave Spring, Rolater Park to be exact. So this is the Hearn Inn. And let's come check out this log cabin. This early 1800 log cabin was moved from the Montgomery farm in Vans Valley and donated to Rolater Park and the city of Cave Spring by Jack and Monty Montgomery. So really nice log cabin right here in the heart of Rolater Park in Cave Spring. So you could tell this was once a really in its heyday, very big time resort town in the deep south. So with that in mind, good people, this concludes this vlog of the small town of Cave Spring, Georgia. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you tap that like button. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you hit that bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And once again, good people, thanks for tuning in. See you guys on the next one. Peace.